Hello, I'm Patty, one of the owners of C60 Evo, and this is Chris, my partner to my left, the scientist. I usually invent the products, and they make it down there in Texas in the lab. Today, we want to introduce a really special friend, Josiah, from 1111 Electric in Colorado. I was going to say Boulder, but you're not in Boulder. You're somewhere east. Erie?
Yeah, it's in Erie, yep.
Erie, Colorado, but they work all over the Boulder, Denver area doing a really amazing art and craft. Josiah is a licensed master electrician, and his wife, Heather, does a lot of the assisting work. She is probably soon going to be one also. But I met them and they came into my home and basically overhauled all my dirty energy. And I think that this is a really important thing today, to learn what is not good for you in your life and get rid of it and move forward with things that are really excellent for you in your life and focus on keeping your energy there. And one of the things we've really discovered is great, C60 Evo. All three of us are taking it on a regular basis, enjoying the benefits. And every night when I go to sleep, I've got a remote where I can power down my house and have such a quiet place to sleep. I only have the electric on that I need. They went through my house with a fine-tooth comb, things I would have never expected to change. All my dimmer switches are gone. The electromagnetic field was terrible. The EMF was coming off. It's just horrible. And people don't know these things. This master electrician decided that he wanted to do something unique. And I'm so blown away by the work they did in my house that I wanted to bring them on, him, speaking for he and his wife today, to talk about his business briefly and where you can find them, because it's something that anybody should want to do to their home, as well as your impression of C60 Evo products. So this is Josiah from 1111 Electric in Erie, Colorado.
Thanks a lot, Patty. Yeah, we started our business last year during the downturn, and doing 1111 Electric has just been super freeing and just awesome to be able to go and help people in their homes lower their exposure to EMF fields, or install some lights or add lighting effects to their house, any of those kind of things. And meeting with Patty, helping her through her initial consultation, she turned us on this. She was like, here, take a spoonful of this, and the C60 Evo. And ever since that day, I've been pretty much hooked. There was a time that we ran out of the product, and that's when I really noticed what it was, the benefits that I was getting from it, because then I wasn't getting them. And but initially, right off the bat, clearer vision, energy boost, and then also a lot of my inflammation. Being an electrician, turning tools and twisting wires, there's a lot of inflammation in my body that I deal with, and that I noticed taking it for about a month straight, and then not taking it for about a week or so, noticing that the inflammation came back. But how much of the inflammation went away during that time was pretty incredible.
That makes a lot of sense. So I'm going to jump in, kind of maybe apply a little bit of science to some of the things that you're experiencing. Mm-hmm. Vision is one. It's understood that a good antioxidant can be good for vision. Carrots, the kind of stereotypical thing that's good for vision. A well-known antioxidant. Our product has been tested in at least one study where it was shown to be 172 times more powerful than vitamin C. So there you go there. In terms of energy, you were talking about this ESS60 molecule, right? It's only 60 atoms. A typical cell in your body has 100 trillion atoms. When you allow that ESS60 molecule, it has the capability to get into the cells and actually get into what's called the mitochondria in your cell. That mitochondria is the powerhouse of your cell. Every single one of your cells has it. And one of the byproducts, just kind of like an internal combustion engine, there's some bad side effects, right? So there's bad output. Well, that's even true in our bodies. And the presence of this ESS60 molecule is currently theorized to support that ATP process and ultimately making that more efficient. That's kind of the current theorized thought process. The other is sleep. You didn't mention sleep. If that's something that you're experiencing better, I don't know, is it?
Yeah, absolutely. The sleep was another thing that I forgot to mention, but yeah, sleep is wonderful,
Yeah.
deeper and more restful.
That's one of our, I mean, our most consistent testimonials. People take it in the morning, they report mental focus and energy during the day, and then better sleep that night. So absolutely, sleep is one of them. And sleep can kind of be, could be the thing. If we're just helping you get better sleep, and we're working on studies to show that, then your vision can improve. You can certainly have more information. Now, inflammation, this is a good one because often people are talking about different kinds of inflammation that we can't speak to directly because of the FDA. Mm-hmm. What we can say, and what we can say in your particular case, is that we are a great anti-inflammatory as it relates to exercise-caused inflammation. Well, you're not necessarily exercising, but you're up and moving around and climbing and crawling and all of these things. That's exercise caused inflammation, and we can actually say, yes, our product is helping with that. What the FDA doesn't allow us to say is, do we help in other inflammations? And those would be inflammatory diseases. Whether it's true or not, the FDA, we're not in the position to have the research to be able to say it according to the FDA's guidelines. And I think those guidelines are very fair. We can definitely say that it fits perfectly in an anti-inflammatory diet. That's known of blue zone people who are shown to have reduced incidences of heart attacks, reduced incidences of strokes, and ultimately just living longer, which is really kind of the long-term reason that a lot of people started taking this product, is because that initial study where those rats given the C60 Evo product lived 90% longer than the control group. And then that's kind of what ultimately leads us to speaking with you, Josiah. So I just want to add in some of the science there and hand it back over to Patty.
Okay. I know that Josiah also tried out our C60 Evo lip balm. When they were here, I think I might have given you guys a sample because I'm raving about the mint. Love it. We also have plain. Which one did you get?
I think I just have the plain. But when I got back, we took a vacation to Arizona. It was really dry and I didn't bring it with me. And I was like regretting that the whole time. But as soon as I got back, I had chapped lips from being in the dry air. And then maybe 2 applications and my lips felt normal again. So it was pretty impressive.
That's awesome. It's all vegan and organic. Our facial serum, which you haven't tried yet, Heather might love it, is 21 ingredients that are vegan, organic, natural. And my mother, 92, said, yeah, the facial serum's as good as my highly expensive stuff. But what it did for my lips was like mind-boggling. And I was like, what? She said, yeah, my lips, I've had something for years the doctor couldn't cure. Your stuff cured it. So next thing I knew, I called the lab and I said, can I make a lip remedy? And so I went on to the formulator and it's good. It makes a difference. And we've got a new product coming out soon. I'm super excited about, which is the Luscious Lemon Body Butter. And we're being really picky about it's just got to be perfect. And I got my first sample, it was almost there, but now I'm like pacing, waiting. So, it's really fun putting out new products that have this pure C60 ESS60 formula in it, because it does make a difference and people notice quickly. So because what you do, in my opinion, is so spectacular, I'd like you to elaborate on a typical time you walk through somebody's house. I know in my house, you immediately found the dimmer switches and you replaced them all. You also found 2-way light at the top of the stairs, bottom of the stairs. There was a couple places where it was like blasting terrible radiation. So you rewired those, but the dryer, oh my God, brand new dryer. He looks in the back, he goes, wonder if the guys that delivered it knew to do it right. They didn't. And it was like on the meter. And then he fixed it. So maybe you can mention all the things that you offer when you walk through a house. Where do you look that constantly surprise people like me?
Yeah, I think you hit it right there. Some of the maybe the ones we don't really realize is the like you said, the devices that we have in our home, the dimmers. Anytime we're manipulating the power and trying to regulate it and dim it down, that's going to create a higher electromagnetic field in your living space. And like you said, the dryers, yeah, that's a big one. The way that they usually get delivered, and then whoever's installing it will install a dryer cord onto it. And a lot of times the neutral wire and the grounding conductor, the equipment grounding conductor, will be tied together, which is a wiring error that can create a high EMF field into that, space of wherever your laundry is. And a lot of times, some, depending on where that space is in your house, can create a harmful effect in your living space and where you're kind of using your area. And then after we do a scan, it kind of gives you like we did kind of for you, Patty, is you kind of got a idea of where all the spots of your home where you had the high fields, like kitchen and appliances and different things, that now you know how they're running and how they affect you, and then how to kind of change your habits so that they're not affecting you in ways that are harmful all the time.
So imagine lowering your electromagnetic field, lowering your RF, which is radio frequency.
Radio frequency, yeah. A lot of the so that's another part, and that's the higher, some of the higher fields as the RF, but that comes from your like cell phone and Wi-Fi devices, and those can be really harmful to the body and to the cells of your body. And different folks have different kind of sensitivities. I'm kind of more leaning towards I'm more sensitive to the electromagnetic stuff because I work around a lot of like live panels and stuff. But also I notice if I fall asleep with my Wi-Fi on, that I don't go into a restful sleep, as if it was to be turned off. So I noticed that the RF frequencies definitely do, like as far as sleeping, affect me a lot more. But certain, like I've talked to other clients that they can't even have like a cell phone come into their space at all, or it totally throws their system off. So everyone's kind of a little bit different, but definitely trying to lessen those fields that are around us all the time, and trying to lessen your home space, because that's kind of where we are more the majority of our days, depending, I guess, where we're working and living. But having your sleep space, and like what we did with your house with the control box, shutting those circuits off, and having that electric field canceled out, is also, with the studies they're finding, can help with sleep and your cells regenerating at night too.
They also pounded a grounding rod into my garden and ran a thin wire all the way to this grounding pad that I bought that I sleep on. It's in my bed. So I mean, everything they suggested, I was like, yes, 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 yes. And it was things I would have never thought of. So what a brilliant business. What a great thing to bring to Colorado. But I'm sure that there's going to be people all over that are going to say, can we fly you out? Will you do our house? These guys are worth it. So I'll put a link below to your website. Why don't you say what your website is?
Yeah, it's www.1111electric.com, and that's all words spelled out.
ELEVEN twice.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep.
Wonderful. I'm trying to think of, I do have one more question, because it was so alarming when you showed me the meter and you said to me, you don't want your EMF field to be higher than, what was the number around my body, like 0.0 or point?
Was that when we were doing body voltage readings?
Right. And then the phone, the computer, I remember it was like thousands, and you're not supposed to have it even be
over
one.
like 5 milligauss. When we have it, when we're doing a milligauss reading with the meter, is considered harmful to the body, as far as the building biologist standards. There is kind of there isn't like a national standard or like a total standard that everyone in the world has like accepted, but the building biologists have their own kind of threshold, and anything over that 5 milligauss reading is harmful to the body. And yeah, I think when we were scanning your computer, or I know that power cord that we found in your home, it was like I think 25 milligauss, so super high over that 5 milligauss reading. And a lot of the dimmers were running at like 25, 30 milligauss. And so we were able to cancel those out when we just put in regular switches and kind of mitigated those things out.
It was brilliant. And I'm hypersensitive. I can hear white noise electricity. When I go to restaurants, I'm almost too uncomfortable if they've got like tons of noise plus dirty electricity.
Sure.
I probably, I don't go out as much as I used to because I like being in a more sensitive state. But if you can clean your house energy and get yourself on something this healing at a time like this, when the world is going through, there you are, cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
When the world is going through all this difficulty, there's something mentally balancing also that happens with C60 Evo. There's a lot of people that have been all over the place. Their energy is everywhere, and they find a little more grounding and balancing. You're probably the fastest frequency human I've ever been around. We went to dinner the other night because they had done some more work on my house, and I thought, come on, let's just, relax a little. And so I'd never seen anybody eat that fast that much. And I'm like, did you take a ton of eat? No, it's his energy. So for somebody that, is a master electrician to work that fast in your home, you really get your money's worth, because he is speedo medito. And what I loved is I felt like you didn't miss anything. And I can only imagine in 6 months on C60 Evo, your brain might even be working at a higher frequency. But I know that what you did in my home has really improved the quality of my life. So I'm glad that we can have this exchange where you and your wife can, enjoy having a remedy that actually works. And a lot of people are saying, well, does it work with all these supplements? It's like, we haven't had any bad reaction to supplements, medications, diseases. It just seems to be this sponge. What Chris can explain it better, a neutralizing of all the free radicals, and it actually grabs everything and just pulls it out. You want to talk briefly to that, Chris?
Well, yeah, I mean, that goes to the antioxidant capability, which is, in our bodies, we produce free radicals. They're called ROSs, reactive oxygen species. And the ESS60 molecule has the ability to hold and release a number of those. And it's 6 electrons when it's just working with electrons. So in that neighborhood, and that's what makes it an antioxidant. And antioxidants are known to be very good for our health.
It's a good combination. Cleaner energy in your house, cleaner energy in your body. Yeah. And all of our products are organic and vegan, other than if you don't like the taste of olive oil, which we recommend above all the other oils, we have capsules. We couldn't find capsules anywhere in the world that were vegan. So that's the only thing non-vegan is just the wrapping of the beautiful oil, but it's pure ESS60, which is different than all the C60s in the world, which can be all ranges of industrial grade for batteries, solar cells, things that we don't want to put in our body. And unfortunately, a lot of the companies don't know that there's a big difference. So we have upgraded our quality to be the cleanest C60 on the market, called ESS60. And I encourage everyone to be looking only for the ESS60, because you don't want to be taking industrial grade carbon 60. It's just not guaranteed to be safe for human consumption. The last thing I want to mention that I learned from Josiah, because my brain was just swirling when they left, you're not supposed to have more than 5 milligauss, which is just a measurement of electricity. That it's a new word to me. So if you want to keep it under 5, because that's dangerous, I sat down in my massage chair. Oh my God, it was like 100 on my seat and 1,000 near my head. Wow. It was ridiculous. So I unplugged it, and then it was a lot lower, but there was still, I don't know, there wasn't much unplugged, but when it was plugged in, not going, it was still really high. I had another chair that had an electric seat that came, I returned it. It registered so high. You guys completely destroyed me, because now everything I'm like meter, and if you're over 25, if you're over 5, you shouldn't be in my house. So when my computer was plugged in and I was sitting there, it was horrible milligauss coming off a plugged in computer. And what I learned was plug in the darn computer, charge it up, and then when you sit at it, unplug it for sure. Absolutely
Good.
Unplug your computer when you're working at it. People that are hooked up all day have no idea. What's the average radiation coming off a computer at a human foot, 2 feet away? What are the milligauss typically on a plugged in computer?
Yeah, anywhere from like 10 to 25, somewhere in there, milligauss.
Not good for you.
Yeah, not good. No, especially if you're there working long hours in that field for sure. But that's
And
a
what about,
great tip,
oh,
charging it up and then unplugging it and then working off the battery. I think that's a great one.
yeah, I've been doing it since I met you. What about telephones? Same thing. How high do the phones go plugged in?
Oh, the phones. So that's a different measurement. It's microwatts squared to measure the RF fields from them. But and then I believe that anything, I would have to double check that, but of what the harmful measurement is, I don't have that in front of me. But I know from scanning my daughter's iPhone, it pulsed out like 2 million microwatts into the room. And that was just a few, maybe a foot or two away, but it's a device we hold, so super unhealthy, the cell phones.
I just wanted to mention this, it's a show on C60 Evo, but really what I learned from you, I want our audience to know. These are really important things. If you're driving and your phone is plugged in, unplug it when you answer it, because the RF coming off a phone
Yeah.
or an EMF coming off a computer, both of them are highly dangerous to your energy system if they're plugged in. So
Yep.
plug it in, then
Plug it in.
unplug it when you use it.
Also then with just to kind of just touch back with the cell phone, there are different types of shielding blocking things that you can kind of get that can block some of that RF frequency. But yeah, like if I'm not on my phone and I'm not using it, I try and just put it on airplane mode. That's another little tip, because then that's going to shut off a lot of that RF frequency that you're getting from your phone. If you're not actually on it right away and you're just like traveling in the car, you don't need it on. And you're not waiting on a call. The best thing to do, or if you have to put it in your pocket, the best thing to do is just put it on airplane mode. And then that cuts a lot of that RF frequency out until you actually have to absolutely use your phone. Then you could, unturn it off and then be able to use it again. But
Wow, valuable information for everyone. Chris, did you learn anything new?
Yeah, I find it very fascinating for sure.
Yeah, it was the greatest few $100s I've spent to get them slowly to walk through my home. And then they sent me a list of all the things that I could choose to do or not do. And I went check, 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 check. Yes. And I'll tell you, I am sleeping better consistently. The house is quieter. The white noise is definitely minimized. And I really appreciate you. So thank you.
yeah, I really appreciate you too, Patty. Thank you.
My pleasure. And enjoy the Evo. We'll keep you going, and hopefully it'll keep benefiting you and Heather forever.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Take care, Josiah.
Take care, Chris.
Our website is C60 Evo, like evolution.com. And again, it's we have 3 different oils. We have gift sets. We have dog and cat remedies. We have capsules, facial serum. The store is fun, and everything is really, really good for your health. My skin has never been this good. And I think it's it's the combination. When you take it on the inside and you put it on the outside, bam, you see some definite benefits.